Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Good afternoon and welcome to the Philippine Consulate General in Calgary to our hashtag Click, Connect, Protect PH Digital Literacy for Seniors. So for this afternoon, I know you're all excited to learn about the program. I know it's rainy outside, but let's keep it warm and cozy here together. And let's continue to learn more, have an open mind, and be excited for the lessons that we will have today. So for this afternoon po, to formally begin our program, I'd like to call to our stage to deliver the opening remarks, none other than our big boss, the beloved Consul General, Emma Sarne.
Maraming salamat, Viva. And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Philippine Consulate General in Calgary. Today's Digital Literacy for Seniors workshop forms part of our celebration of the 128th anniversary of Philippine Independence, Filipino Heritage Month in Canada, as well as our observance of National ICT Month in the Philippines this month of June. So we're going international, right? It's not just the Philippines, but also here in Alberta. So as we reflect on the meaning of kalayaan, or freedom, we often think of the freedoms won by those who came before us. But freedom is also about empowerment, the ability to make informed decisions, to protect ourselves and our loved ones, and to participate confidently in the world around us. And in today's digital age, knowledge is a form of freedom. Understanding how to recognize scams, protect personal information, and report fraudulent activities allows us to navigate the online world with greater confidence and security. This workshop is especially timely because earlier this year, the Alberta Securities Commission alerted the consulate to an online investment scheme that appeared to be targeting not just members of our community, but members of the senior community. We immediately recognized the importance of raising awareness and equipping our kababayan, particularly the seniors, with the tools to identify the warning signs and protect themselves from financial fraud. Prevention begins with knowledge, and knowledge empowers. We are therefore deeply thankful to Ms. Eunice Brown, there she is over there, of ACTS IT Consulting, for partnering with us in this endeavor. She is our main speaker for this afternoon and will be sharing her knowledge on cybersecurity awareness. We also wish to thank our other partners and resource speakers. Ms. Dina de Belen from the Filipino Tech Professionals of YYC, who will be walking us through some digital basics. Mr. Cal Campbell from the Alberta Securities Commission. I was just talking about there he is. Mr. Cal Campbell from the Alberta Securities Commission, who will be telling us more about online fraud and also teaching us scam awareness. And we won't all be looking at our screens in this digital workshop, as we are joined by Coach Len Zuniga. Where is Len? There she is. Coach Lenny of Wellness Innovate, who will be providing timely health breaks during the session. Alam niyo, importante po yan. We can't just be looking at our screens. I think for more than 30 minutes? Is that the threshold? During COVID, I understand that was the threshold, right? You can't be staring at your screens for more than 30 minutes. So hopefully we won't be staring at your screens. You won't be staring at your screens for 30 minutes because we will be having a health break in the middle of the session. And together with my team at the Philippine Consulate and of course the tech professionals, Filipino tech professionals of YYC, give them a hand, they're all right here. Filipino tech professionals, and they will be sharing their expertise and helping strengthen our community through education and awareness. So I thank you all for joining us this afternoon. I wish you a productive, informative, and engaging workshop. Mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Thank you very much po, Conjen Emma, and definitely it's going to be an exciting lineup of activities for this afternoon. So, hindi ko na po papatagalin. I'd like to call to the stage to share about digital basics, the President of Filipino Tech Professionals of YYC, Ms. Dina De Belen. Ms. Dina?
Good afternoon, magandang hapon po. I'm just gonna scroll to the end because in some parts of our session will need Wi-Fi. So kuya, ito po ba yung yes. So if you wanna log in with the Wi-Fi, you can definitely use that password. If you don't know how to do that, we have volunteers on the side as well, so please raise your hand if you need any help with that. And we can go through that as well later. So, we'll get started. Before I begin, can I ask are we all okay with Tagalog, English combination? What does everyone prefer?
Yes.
Combination? Okay, we can do that. Okay, so to get us started, just some agenda. So I'll introduce myself a little bit and then go through like the importance of digital skills. I see that a lot of you have your smartphones with you, so we'll go through that a little bit as well, maybe, and then we'll have our volunteers as well later to help you with your smartphones, with any questions. Go through basics like email, QR code, browsing the internet, government services, and we have forms and video calls as well later. So to get started, just to introduce myself, like what Vida said, I'm Dina De Belen. I am the co-founder and director of Filipino Tech Professionals of YYC. So we started last year, and our goal is to provide a community for the Filipino tech professionals here in Calgary. We have a lot of members who are experienced professionals, so some of them are here. We also have students and those who are looking to move into technology. So yeah, so bakit nga ba importante ang pagkakaroon ng digital skills? Especially in this day and age, a lot of the things that you can do are online. So yung mga dati na ginagawa natin manually, katulad ng sulat, ngayon, they have digital forms, which is an email, which I will go through later. A lot of the things like booking your appointments, pwede na rin sila online instead of tatawag kayo sa telepono to actually book appointments for either doctors or like government services. So importante na marunong tayong mag-navigate ng digital skills para magawa natin yung mga yan and to keep up with the times. It's also a great way to connect with our families and friends as well. So maybe you all have social media. That's a great way to connect with our families who are most of the time nasa ibang bansa. So it's very basic what we are gonna go through here. So show of hands, who brought their smartphones today? Cal, thank you. So I can see that we all have different models of phones. So maybe we will save this topic actually for later when we have volunteers paired up with you. Because it's gonna be easier to go through these things when it's more one-on-one. But ang advantage ng pagkakaroon ng smartphone, especially like sa panahon ngayon, is you have easier access to information. You have easier access to your emails. You have easier access to your application. So, yung mga applications, so meron kayong mga applications sa phone ninyo that you can use to avail of the services that we are gonna talk about later. So aside from using it for calls, for messaging, you can do other things as well. It's a one-stop shop for everything, right? Like, so you have your calculator, you have your clock, and you have a bunch of other applications, even games in there that you can use as well. So we will save most of this for later. Again, question. Sino ang may email account within the group? Vida, you don't. So proudly. Who has their email set up? question, did you set it up yourself or did someone help you set it up? Someone helped you set it up. Okay. So, I guess everyone knows what the concept is of email. Okay. Means of communication, yes. But there's a lot more than just, like, it's different things, right? Like, means of communication. So before, pwedeng, like, sulat. But now it's quicker because someone can send you an email from the other side of the world and you get it instantly. The other piece is you use it to sign up for different websites as well, or for different applications. You will always need an email to sign up for those applications. Another piece is kapag nagsasign up tayo for services or nagsasign up tayo for appointments online, you're also gonna need an email for that. And to confirm kung ano man yung mga binook ninyo or kung ano na din yung mga sinign upan ninyo po, you get the confirmation through the email as well. So there's a lot of benefits to having an email and making sure that we are keeping our email accounts safe as well. Because one of the things that with email is that because it's so easy to set it up, it's also very easy to, like, for cyber attacks as well. So that is something that Eunice will talk about later, but I just want to stress that this is something that is very needed to further your digital skills. So there's a lot of different providers that are very common. Google, I think, is one of the quickest one that you can set up. It has other purposes as well. And then Yahoo is another one, and then Outlook, but there's a lot of different providers. If you have any questions with regards to that, again, we can have that. You can save your questions, or you can ask your volunteers as well later. Since mukhang lahat tayo, or most of our audience here, you have your email accounts and someone has already helped you set up your email accounts. Does anyone want to know or to see how to create an email account? Or are we good with that topic? Are we okay? Okay. So I'm gonna skip to the next one then. QR codes. Sino pang mga nakagamit na ng QR codes dito? Not yet? Okay. Okay. You want to learn. Okay. So, with QR codes, this is something that I guess it became more popular during COVID. And that's because it provides a way for you to go to a link without typing anything or touching anything, right? Less contact during COVID was always the best way of doing things. So QR codes, that's an example of it. You will see it everywhere. You'll see it on the menu. Usong-uso yun during COVID. Napunta ka sa restaurant, you scan a QR code and then mapupunta ka dun sa menu nila. Or you scan a QR code and mapupunta ka sa website. So it's just a way to easily access another site, another application, or anything that they want you to access. So to do that, you open your camera app on your phone, and then there is a link that will show up at the bottom of it. So in Apple, it will show up as like a yellow link at the bottom, and so you click on that, and then it goes to whatever it is that they want you to go to. So if you want to practice, this is an actual QR code that goes to our website for the FTP website. So if you want to practice, you can use that for practice. One thing though that I am gonna mention, and I'm sure Eunice will cover a little bit of this, don't just scan random QR codes, right? Make sure na kung ano yung QR code na nakikita ninyo, make sure na alam nyo kung saan siya papunta. Dahil it's also a way to, like as a cyber attack, right? Because as I said earlier, it can give you a link, you click on that, and then it can access information that you have on your phone. So just be careful about that. Okay. May tanong po ba tayo sa QR codes? Is that malinaw po ba? Malabo? Or are we okay?
Importante may internet para
Yes, importante may internet. Kaya pinakita natin yung Wi-Fi password kanina para ma-access ninyo yung website na ito. Okay, and the next one is browsing the internet. I see a few, like there's some laptops, there's some phones, tablets. In any case, in order to browse the internet, you are gonna need a web browser. So the most common ones are Google Chrome. If you're using Apple, that's probably gonna be Safari. And then Microsoft Edge. Not a lot of people like Microsoft Edge, so we're just gonna skip that. But this will be an application that's on your phone or in your laptop. So you double click on that, like the different applications that you have. And at the top bar, that is where you put the address. So pag nakikita natin usually sa mga advertisements or mga pamphlets, brochures, or posters, you will usually see an address there which says https:// and then there's an address in there. That is what you put at the top bar there so that you can go to the website. And that's basically it. That's basically what web browsing is. Again, like the QR code, you have to be careful as well kung ano yung URL that you enter in there. So that's what it's called, URL or the address, because it can lead you to sites as well that not necessarily maganda yung intention nila. So before ninyo puntahan yung website na yon, just make sure or tanungin ninyo either yung kaibigan ninyo or mga anak or apa ninyo if they think that it is safe. I'm pretty sure Eunice will talk about the kind of like the things to spot later kapag tinitingnan yung mga website address. Okay, any questions so far on this one? We good? Okay. Again, kailangan din pala ng internet for that or ng Wi-Fi connection. Okay, so we're gonna switch over to government services online. I'm gonna try to... Yeah. Wait. So dito pala muna. So this is the URL. This is the official URL for the Philippine Consulate General. And so make sure na kapag may kailangan kayo from the consulate office is ito dapat yung address na pinupuntahan ninyo. Nothing else. To make sure that it's not a scam or it's not someone who's trying to steal your information. So just switching to that. So here. So ito yung mismong website ng consulate. And this is also where dito kayo pwedeng mag-book ng mga services that the consulate provides. Kapag pumupunta dito kanwari sa consular services, you'll see a lot of information in here. But in consular services, this is where you can see all of the different things that they offer and also in other services. So pag pumunta tayo kunwari, I guess like the most common would be passport. Yeah. So passport, and then it will show you the information that you need. So before applying for a passport, it's very detailed kung ano yung kailangan ninyong malaman before kayo mag-apply for a passport. And then also what happens after you apply for a passport. So gaano katagal before ninyo makuha yung panibago ninyong passport, and what to expect. And then it will also have information about the fees, right? Kung ano yung mga kailangang bayaran. And then the other piece is there's this section as well, which is the downloadable forms. So this is something that you want na gusto ninyong i-fill out before you apply for the passport so that you're actually ready for that kapag kailangan ninyong mag-apply. And I think I have it downloaded here. So ito yung example ng form that you get from the website. So online forms, this is something that we are gonna touch on as well. So sa lahat ng, aside from the Philippine Consulate General, may madaming mga website that they will have their own downloadable forms. And may mga iba-ibang klase rin ng forms. So with this one is you have to print it out and then fill it in and then sign it and then scan it and then send it back. So yun yung isang klase ng form. Meron ding mga forms na pwede mo na siyang digitally i-fill out. Meaning, kapag binuksan mo siya and then nag-click ka dito, kunwari sa apelyido or sa last name, magkakaroon siya ng parang box. And then, lalagay mo na, itatype mo na lang mismo doon yung kung ano yung last name ninyo. And then for that, yung ganong klaseng form, isi-save ninyo, and then meron ng filled out na version. And most of the time for those, you just send it through an email as well. So lahat yon ay digital na. So hindi nyo na kailangang i-print, and then i-rescan, and then either ipadala sa sulat. It can be done through email. Okay. May mga katanungan po ba tayo tungkol sa forms? Okay. And then I think this is the last one. So video calls. Sino po ang mga tinatawagan ng mga pamilya natin palagi through video calls? Messenger. Aside from Messenger, ano pa pong mga applications ang ginagamit niyo to call your family? FaceTime, WhatsApp. Okay. So that's good. So you all have a lot of experience with video calls. So again, it is a way to connect with family, especially lalo na po kung malalayo tayo sa pamilya natin or sa mga kaibigan. It's a good way to connect with them and to actually see them, I guess, face to face, quote unquote. And there's a lot of different things that you can do as well in video calls. Video calls can also be done for, I guess, like in a more official capacity, right? So for kunwari, may mga ibang cases na there are government services where they need to interview you as well, so they can see you face to face, right? So that's video call. Or kunwari sa trabaho rin po, video calls, lalo na during COVID, this is something that became very, very popular. So kung may work and kailangan kayong kausapin ng katrabaho, video call din po ay napaka-importante. Again, you need good Wi-Fi or internet signal for good quality call. And always recommend to have like a good quality camera as well. So either that's on your phone or a separate camera sa laptop, and then headphones as well so that it's clear, like the sound is clearer as well. So just some examples as well. So in an official capacity or like in a more formal version of it, so when you get a meeting invite, for example, like a call invite, so this is an example where it's from Google Meet. So that's one example, and then what it usually contains is like a link to that call. And when you click on that, you can either join by your phone or you can join by clicking on the link, and then it will open up that call for you, and it's going to be the same thing. You'll have your camera, you'll have your microphone, and all that. And then the other piece is in your video call, so obviously that's me. But there are a lot of other things that you can do. So obviously yung camera para makita kayo, pero pwede niyo ring i-turn off yung camera if hindi niyo gusto na, or hindi kayo ready, hindi kayo camera ready. And this one is always something. Mute. Mute is always very important, lalo na kapag madaming nakasali dun sa call para mas malinaw yung usapan ninyo and hindi lahat sabay-sabay nagsasalita rin. So, definitely that. And then share is if you have something on your screen, so kunwari meron po kayong binabasa or tinitingnan sa screen ninyo, pwede ninyong i-share yung screen ninyo doon sa kausap ninyo para kapag babasahin ninyo together or titigiran ninyo parehas para mas madelay yung flow ng usapan ninyo. So yun yung video call. In some cases, pwede rin po kayo magpadala ng mga files na meron kayo sa phone ninyo, magpadala ng pictures habang nag-uusap kayo. So yun yung mga pwede ninyong gawin through video calls. Okay. Okay, and so we're towards the end here, but I know there's a lot of questions and there's palaging may bago when it comes to digital skills. So we always recommend that you ask for help, right? Whether those are your friends, those are your family, your children, your grandchildren. Most of the time, they are up to date with what the latest is in technology. So don't be afraid to ask for help. I think most of us would prefer na magtanong po kayo ng mga tanong ninyo so that we can avoid situations where you get scammed or you get attacked by I guess like not so helpful individuals out there. And then with your passwords, so I know madaming websites ang nag-ask ng passwords, don't share it with anyone. If you have a hard time remembering it, just make sure that if you need to write it down, keep it safe. Or if you absolutely have to share it with someone, make sure that you trust that person 100%. Because once someone has your password, they will have access to a lot of things. And then practice every day, right? So you have your phones, you have your laptops, you have your tablet. Just try out like all of the things that we learn today because that's how you're really gonna get better at it. Yeah.
If you forget to lose your password, what happens?
So it depends. Like in your email, when you try to log in, there should be a link there that says forgot password. And then you click on it, and then there will be different ways to do that. Some sites will send you a link to another email so that you can reset it to a different password. In some cases, they are gonna ask you different security questions. A what? Phone?
Send code.
Oh yeah, then send in code. So there's different ways. So we can talk about that a little bit later as well. We can demo it to you as well. Okay. And then I think that's it. Like, does anyone else have any other questions? Yeah, I forgot to change one of the Tagalog lines, but do you have any other questions? And then also, I think we will go directly into like volunteers as well. So we have our lovely volunteers on this side here, and we will pair them up with you. So I think we have about like a 1-to-2 ratio for volunteers today. So if you have any questions or if you want to show them kung ano yung mga katanungan ninyo directly na nakikita ninyo sa phone ninyo, you can do that as well. So they'll be here to help out. So, okay. I think that's my portion. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Dina. So as Miss Dina mentioned, we have to practice. And the best way to learn, diba, is to learn by doing. So we're able to apply our lessons. So with that, I'd like to invite our volunteers from Filipino Tech Professionals of YYC. This is your chance to partner with a particular table of our beloved seniors. Yan. So, mga apo, tumayo na po tayo. You can get your chairs and sit down together with our senior citizens. Perhaps we need more space. So we'd like to move the table a little bit so you can have one of your volunteers, your coaches, or tech coach, or tech teachers. And we have a sample item for our practice. So Miss Diane Montesilio, is Miss Diane here? Ayan. Okay, so go ahead po please, pick a table that you'll be joining in no particular order. Ayan. So while you're having a volunteer teacher there, ito yung ating practice round. Ayan. So please make space. Ayan, meron to po sa front. And our practice round, so as you can see, si Miss Diane and si Miss Christine are distributing QR codes of our DFA Quality Service Feedback Form and our Google Review. Ayan, so tuturuan po kayo ng mga volunteers. They'll be teaching you how to scan the QR code, how to write your feedback, and how to click post. So does everyone have a coach now or a tech professional? Are there still tables that there's no coach? Okay, so for this portion, we will have 20 minutes to do the hands-on learning. So I'd like to invite all of you to take out your mobile phones and scan the QR codes po, so you can practice how it is to write feedback. Hopefully, 5-star Google review. Masaya po kayo.
Pinta niya na. Ito 5-star review lahat. Sabay-sabay lahat.
So after the hands-on learning portion po, we will reconvene and resume the rest of our program. But for now, this is your chance to ask your tech volunteer, your tech teacher about your burning questions on how to use your gadgets po. Thank you very much.